Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, March 15th, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. It's cold and windy yesterday. Slightly warmer today, and I know I squawked about not being any winter, but we're nearly in April for crying out loud, so we do need to be moving into spring. Anyhow, let's get into today's news. We have an awful lot of it, shall we? The Anne Arundel County Police made an arrest in a 2022 murder up in Severn. On August 21st, police responded to a fatal shooting where they found Naeem Addison, 20, behind the steering wheel of his car, shot to death. And now, 7 months later, after exhaustive interviews and evidence analysis, they have arrested an 18-year-old woman from Severn and charged her with murder and assault. I didn't see a date of birth on her, so if she was 17 at the time, there is a chance that this might get sent back to juvenile courts. Day 2 of Where's Roy? Roy McGrath is still missing, and the feds have already printed up his wanted poster. His lawyer said he did speak to his wife, and she is concerned for his safety. And apparently the marshals are at his Florida home. Stay tuned. This is a developing story. The money to redevelop City Dock is still coming in. The federal delegation announced that they have another $3.4 million for the estimated $50 million project. This brings the federal contribution up to $9 million, and Mayor Buckley is hoping that Congress will force oil companies to pay for the rest. Construction on that project will begin after the fall boat shows in October. Speaking of Annapolis, the city celebrates Maryland Day and is going to be closed on March 24th. While declared a state holiday back in 1916, Annapolis is the only governmental entity to still observe it. Was your education interrupted by COVID? And I'm talking college. I know some folks were in school and disenrolled because of the disruptions. Well, if you are looking to restart it, you want to go to MHEC.maryland.gov and get some free money that they're giving out with their near completer grants, among others. If you are at community college with at least 45 completed hours or a four-year college with 90 hours and a 2.0 average, you are likely eligible. There is a lot of money, so don't let it go to waste. You need to be a Maryland resident and eligible for in-state tuition, so go get it. Again, mhec.maryland.gov. Comptroller Lierman says that their computers are back up and the backlog of processing tax returns will be caught up by March 22nd. On March 6th, the system crashed and it took a few days to figure it out and get it restored. She says this is only one example of why they need to upgrade their IT systems. I'm not sure how old they are, and this may sound a little bit like sour grapes, but when Peter Francho was comptroller, returns were processed and refunds were issued within a week. How did that system get so antiquated between last July and now? Remember, there was a late filing deadline in 2022. St. Paddy's Day celebrations. I am sure Bridget will have the lowdown, but for my map for Friday, it's going to include Ram's Head Tavern for their free party and live music all day, Mother's Peninsula Grill with their free party and live music all day, and probably Killarney House or Pirates Cove for their free party and live music all day. Although Galway and Baru are also excellent choices, but probably just a little bit too crowded for my liking. And Ram's Head just announced that they are bringing in Toad the Wet Sprocket to Maryland Hall on June 13th. Tickets are on sale now at ramsheadonstage.com. And also on June 4th, also at Maryland Hall, Bruce Hornsby and the Noisemakers. I guess he misplaced the range. But tickets are not on sale for that just yet, but they will be on Friday at noon. Here's a local author book signing at Barnes & Noble at the Harbor Center this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Kat Spitzer will be signing her brand new book, Florida Girl. So you want to go check that out and say hi to Kat. And pretty soon, we're going to be able to check out Leo. It's not a lion. Well, maybe it is a lion. I don't know. But it is a new restaurant coming in where the Pie Place was on West Street, across the side street from the Lighthouse Bistro. Not sure of the exact date, but I am thinking by the weekend. They did post on their Facebook page a photo of them getting a keg delivered from Firm Brewing, and they say it's a tradition that they post a photo of their first, quote, real delivery when they are getting ready to open. So, more food options for Annapolis. Bring it on. All right, and that is a wrap on the news, and man, there was a lot. Pod news, up this weekend on the Local Business Spotlight, Save Our Trees. The following week will be natural benefits. And starting today or maybe tomorrow, look for daily bonus pods for some of the fantastic films that are coming to the Annapolis Film Festival, which rolls into town March 23rd to the 26th. All right, let's put this puppy to bed with a quick thank you to you and also to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and the Maryland Higher Education Commission. So now you just need to hang tight because George Young from DCMDVA Weather is standing by with the only locally forecast weather report you will find. And we do have Bridget here as well, also known as Beeper Buzz, with all of your music news in Annapolis After Dark. She always has the scoop because she hangs with all the young, cool kids. All that in just a bit, so hang tight.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be, so you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, March 15th. Pretty windy day yesterday for the Annapolis region, and it'll stay quite breezy through today before warming up Thursday and Friday ahead of a bit of a chillier weekend. Look for sunny highs today, around 50 degrees with winds gusting over 30 miles per hour at times. Ahead of more sunshine tomorrow, with lighter winds and highs up near 60 degrees, with another step up in temps on St. Paddy's Day Friday, with highs mid-60s or so for most in the region, though there might be some rain moving in a bit faster than originally expected, but still a very nice day to end the work and school week, with rain then possibly lingering into Saturday morning before skies clear again, with Saturday PM highs in the lower mid-50s, ahead of a sunny but slightly cold day Sunday, with highs in the mid to upper 40s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. Don't forget, follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely be sure to download the DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Did you get close to completing your college degree but dropped out during the COVID pandemic? Well, as a near completer, you may be eligible to receive money from the Maryland Higher Education Commission to finish your degree. Again, if you started your degree but for whatever reason never finished it, the Maryland Higher Education Commission has money to help you return to college and finish what you started. Go to mhec.maryland.gov and click on the Near Completer grant to learn more.
The music scene in Anne Arundel County is popping, and sometimes it's hard to sort through it all. From blues to pop, from funk to ska, Beeper Buzz has it all covered for you in this week's Annapolis After Dark.
Good morning, Annapolis. Beeper Buzz here with your Annapolis After Dark weekend music highlights for Wednesday, March 15th through Sunday, March 19th. St. Patrick's Day is on Friday, and it's going to be lit all over the area. Find all of the events for Friday on both websites. Go to the socials for Annapolis Streaming and Beeper Buzz, and also both websites for the full schedule. We update the events and all websites with changes and cancellations so you know before you go. AnnapolisStreaming.com and BeeperBuzz.com. Love music for today, Wednesday. Happy Hour returns to 49 West with Dave Chappell and friends. Enjoy Happy Hour with Larry Lay at Brian Baru until he's done playing. Yes, the Happy Hour really does go his entire gig. And up at Senior Chili in Arnold, you'll find Keith and Chris from Doc Martin and the Flannels. Thursday, Get to the Point for Dan Haas. Sean Sattel will be Irish Rock and Brian Baru. Moondog and the Broken Glasses are moved to Thursday this week at Annapolis Market House. Chris Button is back at Nemo's Bar and Grill out on Harry S. Truman Parkway. Aaron Hawkins of Loose Ties will be at Mother's. Weekend music, Friday, St. Patrick's Day. Here we go. In Market Space, music with Hurricane Kevin, Zach Ambrose, Mark Jacobs, and Russ Jacobson will be playing throughout the afternoon and evening outside of Federal House. Brian Baru will have their traditional tent outside in the parking lot with music inside and out. The music starts there at 10 a.m. with Finbar's Flight and then Sean Sattel. Outside in the tent, Jim Mateo and Michael Kay. Across the street, George Evans will be at Sullivan's Cove, and up the road, Red Buddy and the Ruckus will be at Romulo's. And up the road a little further, Brody Keene will be at Severna Park Tap House. At Killarney House, they also have their tent in the parking lot with music starting at 1 with Sean Peelin and Ray Weaver outside in the tent, Bobby Say and Ray Weaver again. Galway Bay and Annapolis will have Richard Hayward and the Drinker and the Scholar. Nate and Jim will be Rockin' Malloy's up in Crofton. Up the road, the annual Green Games will be happening in the Green Turtle at Wall Chapel. If you have never been to this annual event, you really should go. The games themselves are hysterical. Watch or even participate in a Lucky Charms eating contest without milk, chug relay race, jumpin' jack flip cup, which is a lot harder than you may think, and musical drunken chairs, and so many more that are just so funny. They really come up with some good ones. And then it is followed by free music by Kelly Bell Band and also DJ Sick Turtle. At Mother's in Arnold, you'll find Tommy McGee Band. At River Bay Roadhouse in the Cape, you'll find Tim Atkinson and then followed by Mad Planet Band. Gina's Cantina in Millersville will have Dave Teef. EDC in the MRE will have the West Street Revival Band, but you must be a member or a guest of a member to attend. In Annapolis, Nate Finn will be at Ram's Head Tavern before heading over to his normal Friday night gig with Jack Shank at Annapolis Market House, but this week there will be a special performance there with his band, All You Need. Since it's St. Patrick's Day, there will be music on a Friday night at Dark Horse. They're bringing back Jumpin' Jupiter, and they are always good. Middleton Tavern will have Pretty Big Deal downstairs and Michael Wolcott upstairs in the piano bar. Stan and Joe's will have the Bards. And the Grilled Lincolns will be at Vibe. Saturday, start the day with Jack Shank at Reclaimed in downtown Annapolis. George Evans will be playing Saturday afternoon at Ram's Head Tavern. Music and Market Space continues with Brant Austin Dunn. Kickback Classic will be at River Bay Roadhouse in the Cape Saturday night. Ellie Pinsky will be at Firm Brewing in Crofton, and that's a treat because we don't get to see her over here very often. The Caffeine Rush will be at Kelsey's Irish Pub in Ellicott City. Rickshaw Lizard will be funking up Dark Horse. The Reagan Years will be at Vibe. And over on the shore, Acoustic Cafe is back at Cult Classic playing for the early St. Paddy's Day party, but then stay for the huge party that night with 3 killer bands. Are you ready for this? Moran Tripp Band, Ryan Keith Band, and the Dan Healy Band all together at Cult Classic Saturday night. Sunday Fun Day. Start with Drag Brunch at the Graduate Hotel in the Trophy Room with DJ FO4. Carly Winter is back at Annapolis Market House. Mixed Business will be at Dark Horse with Joey Mitchell's Hair Flying. If you know, you know. And Nashville legend Ray Scott is back at Rumor Reel in Pasadena. His last show there was so good, you won't want to miss the chance to see him here again. Remember, these are just the highlights. Find the full schedule of music for all of Annapolis and the surrounding areas on the Annapolis Streaming Facebook event and on the websites AnnapolisStreaming.com and BeeperBuzz.com, spelled BeePrbuzz. I'll see you out there.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.